hair. Hello, everybody. We're back.
We're back for our extended version. Well, and I guess, I mean, it seems like maybe we didn't go anywhere because our live just got done, but we are back.
That's true. We actually came in like a minute before our other Len was done, actually.
Oh. All right, well, as you guys are wrapping up, finishing that, we're here. Ah, crap. So we got some growing pains. We're going to figure this out eventually. All the technical difficulty that we've had today and shuffling around, we trust our community will give us grace in this.
Thank you in advance.
Like, oh, so last minute we've got doctor's appointments, we're recording, we're figuring that part out, and still coming back live for this. So we trust that it's all good in the hood.
And also, did you want to talk a little bit about the one that you did this morning? I thought that was awesome what you shared earlier.
Sure. So one thing that Tessa and I know we wanted to make sure to make a point of is this doesn't have to be all negative. So cutting cords kind of sounds like cutting out the negativity. I'm cutting out someone from my life. I mean, we've heard that a lot. I'm sure most people in our Facebook group about you need to cut out the people that are toxic. This isn't necessarily that thing. Could be, but it doesn't have to be. So just like a healthy tree or plant needs pruning sometimes, so do also healthy relationships. And an example that I was given was if you have a friendship that's really close and it's a great friendship, but maybe you find yourself becoming a little too dependent on that friend or a little needy, then it's good to cut these cords and start kind of with a fresher, healthier relationship. So it doesn't necessarily always have to be negative. It can be something that's actually really positive, but just needs some pruning or getting back to the healthy side. So the one I did this morning, there's actually a few different things that I looked up that you could go through for cutting cords. And after we go through, we're going to do kind of a meditation process with you guys today. But after that, we have a little bit of time, hopefully, to talk a little bit more, and I can give a few more of the ideas that I found online. But meditation was definitely one of them. It was a big one that showed up multiple times. The meditation that I did this morning for cutting cords was really great because she had you to identify if you have a specific person in mind, to imagine that person sitting in front of you and then identify where you're feeling certain emotions, because even just that visualization of them being in front of you will start to create some of those emotions and those feelings that you have. And so then it's identifying where that's at in the body. And then physically, she wanted us to take our hands and act like we're holding a rope from wherever, if it's at our heart, if it's at our stomachs. And she said, if it's not negative and cutting seems to be too harsh for this cord that you're cutting with your friend, then you could just unravel or loosen the rope. So that's up to you too. You don't have to necessarily cut. If it's something that should be cut, then cut. And it's releasing that cord and then attaching it to something a little healthier, our source. So it was a very cool experience for sure.
Yay, that's so awesome. So today we're going to walk through a guided meditation that I wrote a little bit ago. And so it's going to walk us through kind of getting into a serene spot and then move us into where we'll get to that spot where we are cutting the cords. And like Sarah said, it's so important. If cutting feels too harsh for you, then transition that to something that feels aligned with what you're thinking. And also, I love a part that she brought up is imagine source all around you. And so as you're cutting that cord, allowing it to dissolve into source, wherever that is, if it's above into the heavens, below into the ground, or into
grounding, Mother Nature,
wherever it goes, but allowing it to just be where it is and don't question it, just allow it to work through and go as it pleases. So we're really excited to move into this with you. So we want to make sure that you just find a comfy spot and you're able to settle in. And yeah, so we'll give you about 30 seconds here just to kind of get situated, get a drink of water, get ready. I'm going to try this 30-second thing and see if it works. We'll see. Perfect. Welcome back. So go ahead and get settled in a comfortable position, whether you're seated in a chair, on a bed, on the floor, or laying down. Any way is absolutely perfect. In your mind, go ahead and set your intention and cast it out to the universe for your guides, spirits, and your other soul selves to receive. So as you settle in, bring your attention to your breath. As it moves in and out, allow it to fill your entire body. Take 3 deep breaths in through your nose, reaching the very pit of your stomach, and releasing any stresses or insecurities with every exhale out of your mouth. Now imagine a golden light above your head. The warm, safe, inviting light is a reflection of the quantum version of you. She or he already has all the tools, resources, results of the intention that you set earlier. See the light above you shine, touching every part of your body. Feel the warmth wrapping its wings around you as it creates a nest of surety, power, and safety. See the light transform into a magnificent golden liquid pouring in through the top of your head. Focus in on the golden light and see it move through the top of your head. The warm buzzing removes any lingering shadows and parts that are no longer serving your highest self. Feel it melt from your forehead. Feel the energy pool around your third eye, right in the center of your 2 eyebrows, activating and charging you with every pulse. You'll find that your eyelids seem to become very, very heavy. So heavy they don't seem to want to open. They may flutter a bit, and that's okay. Just feel how heavy they are as the relaxation comes down around the facial muscles now. Allow it to continue dripping, dropping, falling, spreading across your eyebrows, falling across your cheeks, soaking your ears, purring over your lips, and dripping off your chin. In your mind's eye, see the liquid get bigger, brighter, and feel its power as it trickles down into your throat. Cleansing any past truths that no longer serve you. Allow it to cleanse your vocal cords as forgiveness expands and washes away any impurities that are no longer yours. Feel the expansion and gurgling and know that you are safe speaking your truth. As the golden light travels further into your body, allow it to expand into your chest cavity. With every breath, it widens, deepens, and surrounds your heart with love and gratitude. With a deep inhale, call in the memory of a time you had ultimate levels of confidence. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for this clarity. Thank you for holding this cherished memory for when I needed it. And when you feel ready to burst with gratitude and love without moving any other part of your body, tighten your right fist until I reach 5. Just imagine it bigger, brighter. Really step into that picture. 1, 2, brighter. Feel every moment of that. Feel it tingling in your skin. 3, 4, 5. Release your fist and focus back in on your breath. Inhale and have the fresh oxygen reach all the way down to your tippy toes. Exhale with a loud sigh. Take a deep breath, inhale, and focus back on the golden light pulsing through your midsection. Feel it dropping into the pit of your stomach as it churns, transforms, and radiates a glowing yellow light. Feel the light expand with each inhale. And exhale any emotions or beliefs that are no longer yours. Trust your unconscious mind is releasing all the layers of negativity with every exhale back to the core of the earth. That energy is no longer yours. Any energy that no longer serves your highest self is sent back to the earth to be repurposed and re-energized. Continue to move the light further down your energy points surrounding your sexual organs. Feel the light as it permeates any darkness and wraps it in divine light. Allow the release of past partners, thanking them and wrapping them in light, and love them as they move out of your body and back into the core of the earth. Feel the freedom and allow it to expand all the way to the top of your head. Feel the light moving down the front of your thighs, circling around your knees, traveling down the front of your shins, moving through your feet and then through your toes. Imagine the golden light cleansing and clearing through your whole body, then releasing it down to the core of the earth. In a moment, we're going to take 5 deep clearing breaths with an audible exhale. Each exhale will release any lingering negative thoughts, emotions, or entities, and allow it all to easily and effortlessly detach from your body and move through this channel of light. With every breath, you'll relax a little bit more, 10 times more. Exhale, feeling more relaxed than ever before. 2, allowing yourself to go deeper, 10 times more relaxed. 3, inhaling and exhaling, dropping even deeper into relaxation. 4, relax even deeper, deeper, and deeper. And 5, even deeper calm, very, very relaxed. Now in your mind's eye, you look around, and to your delight, you find that you're sitting at the very top row of a movie theater. On the stage, you begin to see familiar shadows moving around. You slowly begin to recognize faces from people from your past and from your present. You recognize your mother, your father, friends, coworkers, exes, and hundreds of other people that you have briefly come in contact with. You soon realize that every person you've ever met is crowding down in the front of the screen. As you look down, you begin to notice large cords of your favorite color running from the tops of every single person. As your eyes follow the cord, you find that it runs all the way up to you, right to the top of your head. You begin to call each person to the front of the stage into a bright spotlight right in the center. And when the first person is standing there, you continue to look into their eyes. As if you see right into their soul, stare right into their eyes. All their pain, all the past, all their intentions, all their desires, all the times that they were misunderstood, all their love, all their joy, all their happiness, and allow that light to shine down on them as you whisper, "I love you." Almost instantly, a bright white light jumps into the cord and runs straight down from your head right into theirs. You see as they accept the love and the color begins to shift in their face. Then you say, "I'm sorry." Again, that beautiful warm light, bright light jumps up and travels straight down to them, being instantly received by the person at the other end of that cord. "Please forgive me," you say as you watch in amusement as the light once again jumps up and travels straight down to its recipient. And then you hear yourself say, "Thank you." And once again, that bright golden light hovers over your head before it shoots down the cord straight into the top of the head of the person standing in the middle of the spotlight. As you look up, you notice that the cord is beginning to fray. Spinning faster and faster, the cord is now only a single tiny thread left. And while you know you will always love this person and they will always feel your love, you also know it's time to call all your power back. No longer will this person have a tap into your energy system. No longer will they be able to drain you when they're empty. No longer will they have any direct access to all your love, all your worth, and all your happiness. Now the both of you will regain all of your energy, and the last string falls down all the way to the bottom of the stage. You both smile and nod in delight, knowing that you have shared a beautiful energetic healing at both ends. You begin to call up each person one at a time and begin to watch all the cords unraveling, and the single string silently drops back down into the spotlight. Feeling more and more energy than you've ever felt before, feeling more and more powerful than you've ever felt before, feeling more and more love, more and more safety than you've ever known, you release all the cords with one final swoop, and freedom starts roaring through the crowd. You're free! You're free of the judgment, free of the worry, free of the baggage, free to use your energy to boost this planet up how you see fit. You feel yourself jumping up and down with pure delight as freedom roams through your body, and you are now back in the driver's seat and cruising through your true destiny. Now imagine a mirror in front of you. We're going to repeat this several times as you stare at your reflection. Feel free to say it out loud or silently. Look deep into your eyes and repeat to yourself, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Repeat it as many times as you need until you feel absolutely in love with that reflection staring back at you. Feel the wave of release move through your body as you fall deeply in love with yourself. Gaze with gratitude, light, and love as you feel the light of you pulsing through your body. Open your conscious to the clarity, all the downloads or messages from your guides as they send light and love directly to you. Know that your intention was received and the universe instantly is working to provide it for you. Imagine closing the top of your head where all that energy was pouring in, knowing that everything you need is already within you. All the answers are already open to you. All of you is connected to source, infinite potential, and never-ending layers of love. I'm going to count up to 5 now, and when I reach 5, you'll have more energy, more love, and more motivation to continue forward with your definite purpose. 1, start gaining feeling back in your fingers and toes. 2, feeling the breath inhale and exhale. 3, stretching your neck from side to side. 4, take a nice big stretch. 5, eyes open, wide awake, feeling all that energy, and welcome back.
So good. I hope everyone takes some time throughout the week to do meditations. It is so good for your soul. So good for your soul. And Tessa, I loved that at the end of this one, it had you looking into a mirror for yourself. And I know this is something that we had talked about too, is you can also cut cords with your past, not just other people. This could be for yourself as well. Like you said, your younger self, your present self, your future self. And then I talked about even if there's certain points in your life that you still hold on to, then maybe this is a really good exercise of cutting the energetic cords to that memory, that trauma that you're holding on to. It could be a really good cleansing.
Definitely. Yeah. So now that you know how to do it and you've been walked through it, that's a longer version of it. But this is something you can do in a matter of seconds or minutes. You can just go in and find that person, go up to that stage, find that person, put them in the spotlight. Maybe there's even additional words that you feel like you need to say to fully express yourself. And then just move to that whole Ho'oponopono. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And just cut that cord. And like we talked about at the beginning of this, that doesn't mean that that's cutting that person out of your life. Like I think cut has such a strong, whatever that word is,
energy with it. Vibe. Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be that. You're really just taking back your energy and giving them theirs back. And everyone needs that. So that's beautiful.
And added on to the mirror thing too. I was thinking this when you were saying this in the meditation. Lisa Nichols is one of my favorite public speakers. And she did this thing before she got into public speaking when she knew she was kind of at her rock bottom and she knew she needed something different in her life. She would literally sit in front of the mirror. So this may not be a meditation you do even. Maybe this is something you actually sit in front of a mirror. And she would make herself say each day 3 things. She would say, like, her name's Lisa, but I would say, Sarah, I love you for, or I love you because, and she would give 3 reasons each morning. And then following that, she would say, Sarah, I forgive you for, and come up with 3 things that she would forgive herself for. And she said when she first started, she couldn't get past the first forgive without breaking down and bawling. And so she knew there was work there to do, but she would still come back to the mirror every morning and try again until she got past that first forgive. And then she would add another to where she would do 3 I love yous because, and 3 I forgive you fors. And it was all directed towards herself. And I think that can be really healing too. I've done that before and it is pretty powerful.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Just taking that and like doing that Ho'oponopono with yourself, looking at yourself like, oh my gosh, and adding the 3. It's like adding gratitude in with Ho'oponopono and cord cutting and loving yourself. That's like all the goodies wrapped in one.
Which even it still starts out with I love you. So it's, I guess, that part wouldn't be gratitude, but you could totally add gratitude to that.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of the whole.
Well, and the thank you. So I love you. Please forgive me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. And thank you. So you're just wrapping yourself up in all the love.
All the goodies. Yeah, like you said.
Well, one of the things we talked about earlier that we pinned was inanimate objects. So that was something I thought was super interesting that Dr. Lin talked about is he said that when he did his trainings or when he would go and speak places, he would ask for the address of the building months and months in advance, as far in advance as he could. And he would get that, and he would, whether intuitively or actually go in and research about that area, about that land that it was on, about the building, about the owner, whatever he could find, he would just start cleaning. And he would just say, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And just clean and clean and clean. Like that's all he did is clean. And one of the buildings that he was in was, I think it was in New Mexico, if I remember correctly. And it was where there had been something crazy that happened in the past and the land was mourning. He could feel the land mourning. And so he was like, well, there's a reason that my class is here. So I'm responsible for this mourning. Even if it happened hundreds, thousands, however many years ago, I'm responsible for it because I'm here now and I hear her cry for help. So he would clean on the land. And so that really struck me as there's energy in everything. Like Sarah, I know we've said that before. It's something we so strongly agree on is there's energy in absolutely everything. So everything can be cleared on. And I was on this plane ride with my daughter and we hit some crazy turbulence. Normally turbulence doesn't bother me at all, but this one was intense and I could feel her hand like getting tighter in my hand. And so I got quiet and I was like, okay, what am I doing that's causing this turbulence right now? And so I like put my hand against the plane and I just started cleaning over and over. Like, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And just kept going through the 4 phrases over and over. And then whether that was distracting my mind or the energy clearing was doing something, we got out of it with nothing. And it felt amazing all over again. So just take that with you as you can clean anything everywhere. You're cleaning yourself, but no matter who it's toward, what it's for, what thing it is, like this can be used in all walks of life.
Yeah. Well, and we're all connected. So even as we're doing this to clean ourselves, if we're all connected, it is still having, like you said, that ripple effect. So even if it is inanimate objects. And that's funny because that was one of the notes that I took. They were talking about the attachments. And so where it's good for the cord cutting is attachments. And it said that can be to any people, idea, or things. And that the energy actively shifts within us every time that we experience an emotion related to that person, that thing, or that idea. And that was something I had talked about earlier, but didn't really go in depth. But there was a psychologist out of a university that was actually in Hawaii that had did his whole study on the, and I still have to think about it, Ho'oponopono. And
Got you.
They even did brain, they did scans on these individuals and checked their brain waves and saw the different waves as emotion struck as they were thinking about different people in their lives. And then you had a control group and a like clinical research group, or not research, but the clinical test group. And he measured their level of unforgiveness. And then as they practiced, the test group got to practice the Ho'oponopono, and the control group obviously did not. And when they come back, there was a huge statistically significant change in the people that did it just once.
Wow.
And he made that point too, where this is an ongoing thing. It's not something you do once and then you're good and done. This is an ongoing practice, just like if you're meditating daily. And so he's like, imagine the effects if you're doing this repeatedly, consistently, as you should be, then the results would be even great. One thing I thought was interesting, though, is the way they measured unforgiveness, because I thought, how do you measure that, right? They measured that by testing motivations for revenge and avoidance.
Huh.
Yeah, so
Wow.
It's kind of like that fight, flight, or freeze mode, I guess. So your unforgiveness, either you're going at that with, I'm angry and I want to attack, or it's, I'm cutting you out of my life and I'm not addressing the situation, which
That's scary.
I'm like, we've talked about those things in ghosting, and when is it okay to ghost and not, and when you get rid of toxic people and not, and sometimes people are worth sticking around to work through this stuff, and that's cutting cords isn't getting rid of anyone. That's not what this one's about. It's about clearing the energy. But I did think that was very interesting that their ways to measure unforgiveness was either revenge or avoidance.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Oh, well, energy is everything. That's amazing. Amazing.
And I did want to give a few more tips, because it's not just meditation that you can do the cutting cords. And actually, there's a few more things you can do. And they even talked about you could do a mixture of them if that feels good. And depending on where you align, maybe you want to do one or two of them together. Maybe you do all of them. If it's like some major energetic cord cutting that needs to happen, then I say try them all. But one of the suggestions was, smudging, burning sage, which we talked about, especially for inanimate objects and stuff. If you're clearing in a house, in a space. Also, it can just clear your energy. They also mentioned the freezer method. And this one is where you are writing down on a piece of paper, I'm grateful for the lessons that I've learned from this person, and I'm ready to release them fully. All cords of attachment are now frozen. And as you write that on the piece of paper, they fold it up, put it in a Ziploc bag, and tuck it in the very back of their freezer and freeze it.
Ooh.
So maybe that's something that resonates with some people. Another one was asking the Archangel Michael to cut the cords, because his job is to protect and to serve. He is shown holding a flaming sword with a blue flame, so perfect for cutting cord gear. So if you're comfortable with trying to find your angel guides, spirit guides, maybe the Archangel Michael is one for you. The last one, besides the meditation and then visualization, which comes with the meditation, is an essential oil and salt bath as well. So that one, I feel like I could definitely combine with some of these other ones, because I love a good bubble bath. So, but to put in some Epsom salt. Epsom salt's known to also detoxify and help clear. So those are some extra added ones besides meditation, if people are looking to get some good energy back, get their full energy state back, cut some of those cords.
And Sarah, this is why you're so amazing. Like, you saw her video, she was like, I've never heard of that. And like, look at all these incredible gifts she just gave you. She's like, I learned this and this and this and this. Like, oh my God, it's so awesome.
I'm such a little nerd at heart. I'm such a researcher. It's like, I don't know anything about that. Let me learn everything I can.
I love that. Oh my gosh, that's so good. There's another energy worker. His name is Master Co. And one thing I did I guess it ended up being a cord cutting. It was just supposed to be an energy healing, but it ended up being a cord cutting. And one of his workers had me standing and like working through my energy, literally like clipping all around me, like just doing circles around me, clipping all these things. And then he was like, you have a massive, like a tree trunk size cord that's running into your spine. And he is like, that's where we hold a lot of, if we like kind of like being stabbed in the back, like we feel like we've been taken advantage of, or someone took advantage of our trust, or anything like that, where you might feel and he cut that cord, and I literally flung forward, like almost like fell over. It was crazy. So
Wow.
energy is so real, and recognizing where it shows up in your body again is so important. And I think that is where a lot of disease and a lot of energetic ailments and sicknesses and so many things pop up from. So we got to release this shit.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes. Louise Hayes actually has a lot on that, on our own thought processes, and energy is what affects, and that we can heal ourselves if we have enough faith and enough work within ourselves to do that, for sure. And I believe that as well. So absolutely.
Well, if you want to dive in a little bit more, Dr. Sarno also has a really great book. He's got several, but his main one is Healing Back Pain, and it's kind of finding out if you've had chronic back pain or anything that you've been holding on to, how to heal that through energy work on yourself. So that's a really good read. And yeah. So that brings us to the end of our extended. We hope that you enjoy. We've so loved this time with you guys. We've had so much fun throughout the week, just interacting and being able to play with you guys as well. So thank you for that.
For sure. Love our community, and it keeps growing. So keep inviting people, keep sharing away. I noticed someone earlier today had shared the announcement for the blogcast that was going on today. So thank you for the share. We appreciate them as we see them. We are so grateful. And I see people getting added in by some of our members. So that's fantastic too. Invite your friends, anyone that you think should benefit from this. We love to see the community grow. We want this to start being very personable with you guys. We love the communication and the banter back and forth. So we just hope to see it continue to grow.
Totally. All right. Well, we will see you next Wednesday, same time at 2:30. Give or take 10 minutes, depending on what happens with technology. But I think we will have it down pat next time.
Yes. And that's 2:30 Pacific time.
All right. Yes.
3:30 Mountain, 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern.
They're so good.
Covering all of them.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week. Thank you again.
Bye.